aren't the droids we're looking for.
I got a bad feeling about this.
It's them! Blast them!
Hey guys, I just wanted to leave you a couple quick notes about this video. We are not going to talk about the new Rebel custom commanders and agents just because we don't feel like we have enough play experience yet to give them an accurate grade. We will definitely be releasing more content about these units as they are definitely really good. So make sure that you stay tuned for that. Also, I want to tell you that our Patreon exists, our YouTube membership exists, and if you are really excited about this Rebel Report Card series, you can actually watch all 3 videos right now. They are available to our Patreons and our YouTube members, and you can access them that way. In addition to that, to early releases, we have exclusive content as well available for you on those channels. So those are typically one additional vlog battle report a month, and also a live stream casual talk show with Colton and I as we talk about whatever's going on in Legion of that particular month. So if you'd like to support us in that way, the links are in the description below. If not, no big deal. We're so glad you're here. We just ask that you subscribe and like this video.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Star Wars Legion report card video. My name is Colton, and today we are going to be continuing and kind of capping off our main 4 factions for Star Wars Legion, as today we are going to go into the commanders and operatives of the Rebel Alliance. Rebels are in a pretty interesting spot. I don't think they're really like fantastic, but there's not bad either. I think every list, or rather every faction right now, has plenty of options to try to win at the highest level. And I think Rebels have some of the most unique commanders and operatives when it comes to how you're going to approach trying to win a game. So as always, here are the criteria, or here's the criteria, wherever Jared puts it, of what we are looking for in our units, how I'm grading them personally. And as always, this is just a foundation and a recommendation. If you disagree with any of these rankings, that's awesome. Leave down in the comments below why I should have picked something else. These are just kind of how I feel about every unit, as I've played pretty much everything that I've talked about for the most part in these videos. And so we're going to get right into it because we've got a lot of commanders and operatives in the Rebel Alliance, so forgive me as I look through many of these to remind myself as we talk through it. But first off, we have the Han Solo. He's got Gunslinger, Low Profile, Sharpshooter 1, Steady, Uncanny Luck 3, 3 White in Melee, and 2 Red at range 1 to 2 with Pierce 2, 6 Health, 2 Courage, Surge to Crit, and then Surge to Defend with White Defense Dice, Speed 2. He's, of course, a commander. His command cards, sorry about the mess, a 0 pip that gives him an aim and a dodge when he gets to order. Reckless Diversion. Him and someone else that has a face-up order have to be shot at if able, and they do not benefit from backup as long as they have the face-up order. And then the 3 pip is Change Plans. You discard this card to make your opponent reselect a different command card and just redo the command card process for that round one more time. Han Solo is his command cards, but he has gotten some serious upgrades in his actual stat sheet with Gunslinger, Pierce 2, and Sharpshooter 1 in the cover save world that we live in. That Pierce 2 is pretty nasty a lot of times, and if you can get Han Solo in a sweet spot where he can just pop out, shoot, pop back in behind a line of sight blocker, man, he can do a lot over the course of a game. He does have Steady, which allows him to do that. His command cards, though, alone are worth bringing him. But I will say this, he's not necessarily impossible to kill, and he's not cheap. I don't think for 100 points that is an unreasonable cost for him by any means, but I do think that is what he is worth. And so because of that, there's also some serious talk of, well, bring Chewie and use the teamwork stuff, but Chewie's another 90 points, and he doesn't really bring a ton of command cards or anything like that, so it's always a weird question for the 2 pals for me. But I think Han Solo, and I may be getting way ahead of myself starting off this video, but I am a huge Han Solo advocate. I'm giving him an A-. I think that his command cards absolutely wreck your opponent's game plans. I think he's really good into some of the things you're seeing in the meta with that Pierce 2, 2 red twice. That's pretty insane. The main problem that Han has is he really does need a terrain piece to pop in and out behind, and you even need area terrain to do like his 2-pip where you give it to the Ewok skirmishers and only one model's visible in the area terrain while the rest are line of sight blocked. But he just has so many cool little niche things. Now people are going to misunderstand this ranking because they're going to think, well, Han Solo is supposed to, you know, carry this, do everything, whatever. Han Solo is not for you to elevate your game, it's to take away from your opponent's game. All of his command cards are about ruining your opponent's plans. You have a guy playing Dooku with cunning, I'm just going to play my 1-pip and you can be as cunning as you want to, I go first. Those are the little things, but Han is not going to win you a game on his own, but what he does is absolutely messes up whatever your opponent's game plan was if you are using his command cards. I think Han does struggle to stay alive over the course of 5 rounds just because he does need to be at range 2, but I think with steady and in the right player's hands, you can really elevate what Han can do in a game. So I absolutely love Han Solo. Don't hate me. Next up, we have someone that I had to play before I made this video. I had to do it. He seemed too cool, and I'm glad I did because it gave me a very different version of the Lando Calrissian. He is 6 health, 2 courage, surge to crit, surge to defend. He has Allies of Convenience, Guidance Core Trooper. He has 1 step ahead, which is a new keyword. That if you tie pips, you get to pick any unit on the battlefield and do a speed 1 move, or if you don't tie pips, Lando gets to do a speed 1 move instead. Steady, freaking beautiful. Uncanny Luck, 3 black in melee, and a red and 3 black at range 1 to 2, but you can give it long shot. At first, when I saw Lando coming in at 105 points, I was like, sketchy, but we got some command cards too. Corellian Spike, you can divulge this, get it back. He gets Infiltrate and Incognito, which is really solid. This is a really long one, so forgive me. Corellian Spike, though, during his next activation, choose up to 1 enemy unit within 2 and line of sight. If he does, roll 2 red attack dice and resolve the effect showing below for each. If it's a blank, the chosen unit gains 2 immobilized tokens. If it's a hit or a surge, it gets 1, and if it's a crit, Lando actually gets 2 immobilized tokens. So very much so a gambling card. His 2-pip is technically a 1-pip. You can actually just change this out for any card that you've played, so you can get a 1-pip in instead, and then on top of that, it's Lando and 1 other unit. His 3-pip, Idiot's Array, Lando, and 2 other units. Each time a face-up order token makes an attack, if the defending unit's within 2 of Lando Calrissian, if the attack pool contains 1 Blake, 1 surge, and 1 hit during the reroll dice step, you may change 1 hit, 1 surge into crits in the attack pool. So essentially just making your attack pools better, kind of like Lando's, giving them surge to crit in a weird way. It's very specific, but it can be good. It's just Lando's at range 2. Okay, so overall, when I first saw this at 105 points, I kind of thought Lando was a little overcosted, but I did get a game in him with him, and I played that 1-pip, and I stopped a 240-point Yoda from moving and doing anything. Lando is something you should put on the table if you haven't tried him yet, because he's actually really interesting. But I need you to understand one thing about Lando is he is not consistent. That is the scary thing about Lando and all of his cards, all the times you're going to play him, is he's not exactly reliable. Both his cards and his unit card involve you taking risks, which is super thematic, so he should get an A+ on the AMG, character creation scale, but for our gameplay competitive side of things, it is a bit scary. Like that 1-pip giving Lando 2 immobilized tokens with a unit that has steady, that sucks. That's not a good thing, but if you can also throw in a blank in there, and maybe Darth Vader now has 2 immobilized tokens on him and is stuck in the middle of the board, that's a good trade. But it still comes down to dice like everything else. It's just with most command cards, you're not necessarily rolling dice to see if you get the good or bad effect of it. So it's risky, but man, when it pays off well. But I'm a pretty big fan of Lando. The only reason I'm not going to make him higher is just because of the fact that most of his kit is a gamble. I think steady makes rebel characters just better, or any character that has low health, or not low health, but low defense like Lando. But Uncanny Luck and 6 health is nothing to just, blow through in a matter of time. You will need a big dice pool to take care of Lando in one shot, but once again, he's usually fighting at range 2. I don't think that Guidance Core Trooper unit has sparked any interest in my mind, but it is there, so I can't hate on it. The one step ahead keyword is very interesting. I think that's probably the coolest part of his kit, is not necessarily him getting it, but when you can tie pips and, I don't know, speed 1 a Luke to disengage into a different unit, or speed 1 a Jin to get a dodge and disengage into another unit, or speed 1 a sleeper cell unit and they move onto a point and get a dodge and an aim. There's lots of value in that keyword. But once again, if you want the good part of it, you probably need to tie pips, which means you need to take a gamble. So inconsistent, unreliable, but when it works, very good. If you like gambling, you kids out there, Lando is your character for you today, and he is going to get a B+ from me. Extremely surprised me in the 2 games that I got to play with him. I was very impressed, and I will definitely be putting some Lando on the table in the near future. Leia Organa is up next, coming in at 75 points. Take Cover 2, Exemplar, Inspire 2, Nimble, Sharpshooter 2, 3 black and melee, 3 red at range 1 to 3, 6 health, 2 courage, boo. Surge to crit, and then Surge to defend on white dice, speed 2. Leia is a pretty typical support commander, but the best thing about her is she's got Exemplar now and Inspire 2. Coordinated Bombardment is her 1 pip, and she just gets 3 attacks with this Immune Deflect, range 4 to infinite, 2 red apiece. Her 2 pip that she has with Wicket is super complicated, but essentially whenever you give it to an Ewok, you can give an order to a friendly rebel, or if you give an order to a rebel, you can give it to a friendly Ewok nearby. I'll let you read on that one. No Time for Sorrows, 2 units, speed 1 move. Cool. 3 pip, she gets to choose an ally within 2 of her, and if it has a face-up order token, it goes right after Leia, so you can do a back-to-back activation, which is pretty cool as well. Her cards are fine. I don't think any of her cards really like, oh my gosh, this is so good. They're very basic, very like vanilla cards. They don't elevate her very high at all, but she is one of the best support commanders in the game in the essence of just what's on her card. It just screams support. And on top of that, 3 red dice at range 1 to 3 is nothing to scoff at. She's going to be sitting back with the benefit of cover and backup a lot of times to stay alive. She is just an example of that type of unit that, unlike Gar, she has to take an action to generate her tokens and get that defense rolling. Whereas you look at some other units in the game right now that are really good, they just kind of start with those tokens. Now, mind you, you give her like portable scanner, she's putting out 3 dodges. It's insane how much she can do. She can make everyone on the table way better, and just absolutely is a perfect example of a support piece, but you still got to burn an action to get everything rolling. It's a very niche thing to complain about, but I still have to say that because it does slow down your game a little bit. I think that Leia is definitely going to get a B- for me. The main reason is she is a very vanilla character that has been updated to the modern day of Legion. So I really appreciate AMG taking time out of their day to make her relevant. I think Exemplar makes her fantastic, helps her out so much. But once again, if you pull her late, or you pull her too early and you really needed to go with something else first, it can feel really bad. She just absolutely needs a turn to get your defense up and rolling. And sometimes getting 3 dodges on the table is not worth it if your opponent's moving up with, I don't know, a sleeper cell unit and shooting you with 12 dice. That 1 or 2 dodges is not going to save your life, and you kind of wish you just would have went with something that could kill something instead. But that's a very niche thing to complain about, but it is still pretty consistent in a game-to-game basis of Legion. And more importantly, her command cards don't really do a whole lot for me. Her 3 pip I've seen some pretty cool plays in, but like her 2 pip is whatever. Her 1 pip is honestly kind of bad. And yeah, so for the most part, she is a very solid support commander, but in Rebels, it's not necessarily a bad thing to not have to bring your command card to be good. So take that what you will. Let's see, next up we have Commander Luke. Commander Luke, jump 1, block, charge, immune, pierce, and inspire 2 with sharpshooter 1. His lightsaber is 2 red, 3 black with impact 2, pierce 1. His pistol is range 1 to 2 with long shot and pierce 1 with 1 red and 3 black. He's got 6 health, 3 courage, surge to crit, and red defense dice. No surging. He is speed 2. These are the command cards he can take. They did change this on which one you can bring. He can bring Son of Skywalker, the 2 attack one. Right after he makes his first attack, he can do a free one. Allies of Force, 2 units both get a dodge with the order. Full of Surprises, he gets a dodge and rolls extra white defense dice equal to his courage minus the number of suppression he has. So starting at 3 extra white dice, -1 for every suppression. And then last but not least, Return of the Jedi. When he gets an issue order with this card, he gets a dodge, and then 2 other units just get an order. And then when he activates, each allied trooper within 3 of him may remove 1 suppression. So it's not the end of the world that you can't bring every single card with this dude. For 120 points, I think you have a great value, all around good unit. Fantastic inclusion. Commander Luke is much better than he used to be. Immune Pierce on everything's nice. He has a pistol, so like he don't need like saber throw, anything like that. His melee with 2 red, 3 black isn't exactly crazy by any means. But with Charge, Sharpshooter 1, Inspire, Jump, Block, he just has a lot of keywords on his card, and that is a testament to the versatility he has. He kind of suffers from the Jack of all trades, Master of none, in my opinion. His command cards can elevate him, but it's also like, the Son of Skywalker probably would have felt better if I was, rolling my 7 black dice, Surge to crit. But I mean, 5 with 2 red and 3 black isn't bad at all. And maybe you give him something like Tenacity and take that a little further. But for 120 points, I think he's perfectly fine. Once again, I just don't think he does anything above ordinary. Really, the best thing he is a Courage 3 commander in Rebels. And he's just something that can tie up a Force user. He can tie up a big melee blob. He can dive in. The other problem is he doesn't have a Force, I forget what it's called, Master of the Force, so he can't bring back any Force upgrades. So Burst of Speed's a pretty typical example of what people are going to bring on this version of Luke. But nonetheless, he's still really good. He might be a little too selfish for my liking, where if I'm giving this weaker version of Luke a whole command card to attack twice, and then, maybe he doesn't quite do as much as I need my Force user, my big key piece to do something with, it can feel bad sometimes. But that is a very lame excuse. But still, I think Luke is just going to come in at a solid B. Just straight up B. He's probably could be a B+. I don't think he enters the A category for me. He's just a solid commander, a great starter commander for anybody new getting into the game. I do think AMG absolutely accomplished that with this character in the starter box. Great Rebel Force user to start with, especially leaving out the big brain shenanigans and the expensive investment of Force Push and just making a lightsaber that kills people. Perfect. Please play Commander Luke if you're new to the game. Absolute great place to start. Next up, we have Wicket. And Wicket's my dog, okay? Wicket and me have been through some stuff, okay? We've fought a Commander Vader and we've survived. We've killed a dadgum Lat before. Don't ask me questions, okay? Wicket has done some work for me in the last however long he's been out. I love throwing this dude in Rebel lists a lot. He's got Independent Dodge, Low Profile, Nimble, Relentless, Scout 1, and Scouting Party 2. He's unhindered. His Spear is 2 red, 1 black. His Sling is 1 black, Pierce 1, and Primitive, no crits. 5 health, 2 courage. He surges to crit and surges to defend on white dice. Wicket does have 3 cards. First one is Close Call. He can't attack, but he increases his max speed to 3 and gets outmaneuvered. 2 pip. Sneaky Scouting, choose up 2 enemy units within range 2 of Wicket. They both gain observation tokens. If you spend 1, the attack pool gains Surge to defend on whatever's attacking them. And then Courageous Counterattack, Wicket in 2 units. If essentially another Ewok gets a face-up order token, you treat your Courage as infinite. And then when you form attack pools, you add a white dice for every defeated miniature. So if you had 1 Ewok left and there used to be 6 of them, you would add 5 white dice when they attack. Pretty cool with other Ewoks. Like I said, Wicket's my dog. 70 points is not bad at all. He also is a mercenary for Rebels, so do keep that in mind. But nonetheless, he can be used as a Rebel commander. This is kind of what I see these new operatives and commanders filling roles in Rebels and other factions. He's just independent. You might bring his 3-pip if you bring like 2 slinger squads, but even then, you can just throw Wicket in a normal Rebel list and just make sure that you have another commander with some command cards. You want 2 cheap slingers? Great, bring Wicket and, scouting party them up. And then maybe bring Courageous Counterattack if you've got a, 3-pip that you don't really want to bring. I think Wicket's pretty good all around. He's just cheap enough, and he can make your other cheap Ewoks fit in a Rebel list and just do a little more than they probably should. But 70 points is nothing to scoff at. It is a little much maybe, because with 5 wounds in the current state of the game, you can lose Wicket pretty easy. The good thing though is he can absolutely run in with 2 red, 1 black. Doesn't sound that scary, but you know, a clone commando squad still hates to see Wicket coming. You know what I mean? So, not exactly as great as he's always been, but I still love Wicket. He's got a special place in my heart. However, you're a C+ Wicket. I can't give you anything more than that. Probably could be argued upper or lower. I just think he's too easy to kill, and for 70 points, if you're not bringing any of his command cards, man, just bring one of the Build Your Bear commanders, or bring Jin or something. But he does make other cheap Ewoks like Slingers better, so he does have some good synergy, but he himself, his little dice pools just don't quite cut it in the big world of 1,000-point Legion that we live in. So that's the unfortunate part, but nonetheless, that's him. And we have, yeah, we've done all the commanders. Now we have like 10 more operatives, so let's continue. Ahsoka Tano is up first. And I have to be honest with you guys, I have played Ahsoka twice, but it's one of my few unpainted miniatures, so do not tell anybody that she is my pile of shame, is literally just Ahsoka right now. Maybe I need to play her. Regardless though, she's got Jump 2, Charge, Defend 1, Deflect, Immune Pierce, and Jakai Mastery, which is the melee attack one. You spend dodges to make it hits. I remember that. 2 red, 2 white, 2 black, Impact 2, Pierce 2, 6 health, 3 courage, Surge to crit, Speed 2. First pip is I Am No Jedi, where she gets Agile 1, and then she adds 1 white dice for the for her attack pool up to a max of 3 for each dodge she has. Family Reunion is her and Sabine. They both get teamwork, and then when Ahsoka activates, Sabine may make a speed 2, and at the start of Sabine's activation, Ahsoka may make a speed 2. Pretty maneuverable. Swift Protector is her 2 pip. She gets Guardian 2, and every time a small base trooper at range 1 of her is declared as defending, that unit gets a dodge token. New Beginning is a 3 pip. When a small base trooper is issued an order with this card against an aim or a dodge token, she gets inspired 2, and she recovers. Honestly, my buddy is like the Ahsoka player, and then we have another guy in the Oklahoma community that's also like a hardcore Ahsoka fan as well. So I have seen a ton of Ahsoka, but you know what I haven't seen her? This edition. And I don't quite know why. I'm guessing it's just because she's a little, I don't know. I like Jedi that have the 2 training spots with Into the Fray and then Tenacity combo. I love that combo for my Force users. Now she felt awful to run with Force Push because she would have to recover to make it happen. But now you can probably just do things like Burst of Speed or Saber Throw or Force Reflexes, really, honestly, and just get her going. Heck, run her with Force Barrier and play the defensive version like a lot of my buddies did. But regardless, I think Ahsoka's fine. Her dice pool maybe leaves a little bit to be desired to be just a beat stick at her price. But I feel like with Defend 1 and her mastery and the amount of dodges you can put on the table, I need to see more of her. Like, I don't know why I don't see her at all. Maybe she just isn't as good as things like Commander Luke. But like, I don't know. I just don't see her enough to really feel like I understand why she's not being played more, because I feel like she's a little bit better now, but maybe I'm wrong. I give her a B- right under Commander Luke. I just think that I haven't seen enough of her to hate on her, but I also haven't seen enough of her to feel really good about her either. I give her a B- because I feel like somebody could easily make her work in a list. I think the main thing is just she doesn't really have a card that gets her out of a melee, so if she dives into something and doesn't kill it, she's kind of just stuck there, and I know that can feel really bad when you don't have Force Push, but nonetheless, I think at her price, at a full kit out, being like 135, that's not bad in Rebels at all to have a 6-wound lightsaber running around and killing stuff. Next up, this is not on the Bounty Hunters list, even though he's a mercenary, but he doesn't have the freaking bounty keyword. Please, AMG, give, what do we call him? Dad bod Boba Fett the bounty keyword, and I'll be a happy man. But he doesn't have it, so we just got to give him here. He's got Jump 1. He's a mercenary only for Rebels. Shadow Collective, I'm sorry they hate you so much. Like, I'm just sorry they hate you so much. Arsenal 2, Impervious, Independent Standby, Sentinel, Sharpshooter 1, Tactical 1. 3 red and a black. in melee, and then 3 red at range, or sorry, 3 black at range 1 to 3 with Pierce 1. He's 5 health, 3 courage, search to crit, search to defend. He is allowed to use Whipcord Launcher and Jetpack Rocket, which we'll just put on the screen as we've already talked about. Simple Man as well, making his way in the galaxy, and Rule with Respect. All cards we've already covered, but we'll put them on the screen here. Okay. I'm just gonna be honest with you, I straight up hate this version of Boba Fett. Not like mechanically wise or movie wise, I just don't like playing this. Essentially, he has really good cards that could make this version of him better, but he has Arsenal 2 for pretty much no reason. He can't versatile with his gun, he can't use it in melee. Really, the only time that you get to use Arsenal 2 is if you play his 3-pip, his rocket launcher, which is just kind of bad. And they took away the flamethrower, so you can't even use that as a card anymore, but you can pay 5 points and use it once, I guess. But like legit, there's almost no way to even make use of his Arsenal 2, except for maybe 2 turns. 2 turns with the rocket and the flamethrower. Past that, it's pretty bad. Tactical 1 is cool, I guess. The independent standby is a cool idea. I do like that, but standbys are the worst they've ever been, and he's throwing 3 black dice. So do with that what you want. In melee, 3 red, 1 black is not bad. It's not anything to be upset about, but I just do not like this. He doesn't throw enough dice. His Arsenal 2 is pretty much useless. He's 5 wounds and he's only speed 2. I forgot. I didn't even remember to say that in my own brain. He's speed 2. He's just bad. I don't like him. He's a D. Okay, he's just a D. You could totally play him if you want to bring those good Boba Fett cards and maybe have some cool lists, but they're just not as good as they used to be because they're so selfish. So I'm not a fan. I'm a D1 hater. Moving on. Cassian Andor. Very chill guy. I'll cover KT right after him so I don't forget. But we have Cassian with Danger Sense 3. He equips his Q little gun, which we'll talk about in a second. Field Commander, which is very interesting. Infiltrate, Marksman, Sharpshooter 1, Tactical 1. Naturally, he has 3 black in melee, 2 white, 2 black for his blaster he just has for whatever reason. And then 6 health, 2 courage, search to hit, search to defend. And his rifle config on one end is a red-black at 1 to infinite range with high velocity, cumbersome, and pierce 1. And then his pistol is 2 red, 1 black, pierce 1, and long shot. It is free. Cassian's got 3 cards. One is Crack Shot. He gets an aim, Torquing, and Gunslinger. He can get a suppression, and during Cassian Andor's next activation, he may make a free attack action. Last Stand. When a commander operative is issued an order with this card, he gains Indomitable, and at the end of the round gains 1 aim token, dodge token, or suppression token for each wound it has up to a maximum of 3. And then Volunteer Mission, him and 2 other units, if it's a commander, special forces, or operative, gets Danger Sense, makes a recover action, and may gain a suppression token. So Cassian really liked Pathfinders. They don't exist anymore, but that's okay. There's still other ones out there like our beautiful sleeper cells. My problem with Cassian is he has all of the same weaknesses as these other 6 health, gunslingy, range 2, brawler, wannabe commanders. I don't even know how you describe it, just typical rebel commander, but he doesn't have steady. And because of that, when you move out to shoot with him, yes, you're going to get an aim with tactical. Yes, you have Sharpshooter 1 now. Yes, you have Marksman. But those little dinky dice pools just sometimes aren't worth even putting your commander out there to just get one shot by a B2 squad or something. So I don't hate Cassian. Danger Sense 3 helps him. Infiltrate lets him get up the board quicker. But he's not throwing enough dice to not have a way to avoid getting shot back, if that makes sense. Like Han makes sense because he pops out, he shoots, and then he can pop back in. And over the course of a game, that does a lot. But with Cassian, it's just like, okay, I'm moving up in front of you, and I'm going to shoot you. Now you get to shoot me back. And he just doesn't quite have the survivability to last that long. But he does have good command cards to make other similar commanders elevate themselves. So I'm not saying he's bad, but I just don't think he's that good either. So I give Cassian a C+. I think he's a little above average. I think he's a lot better now with Infiltrate and Field Commander, but even things like that Courage 2, where he only gets 1 action if he's suppressed, can be really rough. Going straight into K2 though, he has Calculate the Odds, Armor 1, Detachment Cassian Andor, Incognito, Infiltrate, and Teamwork with Cassian. 4 red at Overpower, and he can bring Jin's Blaster, which is 5 white, Pierce 1, and Suppressive, and Jin makes it 5 points cheaper if she's in the list as well. For 70 points, I think he almost always comes with Cassian. Unlike, you know, Chewie here we're going to talk about in a minute, you could probably get away with Han without it, but I think the teamwork of Cassian and K2 makes them a lot better. Maybe Cassian could enter the B tier if you really like K2, but I don't think they're necessarily doing anything crazy between the two of them. K2 is a great objective piece, or rather was a great objective piece. He still can be. It's just the game is a lot more, we're going to score points in this area right here, and it's less about doing actions to score points. It's usually just move in this area, you score points. It's not pick up this box for an action and run away. So you don't really need these action grabbing machines like K2 that was really good with Incognito and Infiltrate. And because of that, he just kind of walks up, joins the fight, and doesn't quite do enough, just like our other commanders in Operatives, to help out. But K2's not bad. I'm just going to give him a C+ right along with Cassian. I think they might elevate each other enough to be considered the upper echelon, but honestly, I feel like a lot of people probably say I'm making them too high with a C+. All right, next up on the operative list, we have Jyn Erso coming in at 75 points. She is Agile 1 with Disengage, Independent Move, Infiltrate, Nimble, and Sharpshooter 1. She gets 4 black in melee with Suppressive. She gets 2 red, 1 white, and range 1-2 with Long Shot and Pierce 1, 5 health, and 3 courage, as well as Surge to crit and Surge to defend. Our 3 cards are, first off, Jyn Erso's I Rebel with Charge, gaining on her turn, and her next activation once this round. When an enemy unit within 2 in line of sight of her, before its rally step, Jyn can get a suppression. If she does, she makes a free move action, and then may make a free attack action. Pretty solid. Trust goes both ways. She gets Inspired 2 and Teamwork with the other unit that gets the face-up order. Then Rebellions are built on Hope. 3 trooper units can gain a suppression. They have face-up order. They get Danger Sense 2 and Indomitable. Cannot be suppressed or panicked. Jyn is interesting. I also played her when I played Lando just to kind of get both of them out of the way. 5 wounds is just, I mean, it's really sketchy. 75 points is still an asking price for sure. I don't really like her cards that much. Her 2 pips, whatever, with certain characters. Her 1 pip is interesting, but it's not going to win you the game by any means. And her 3 pip is, I don't know. I don't really like it either. Whatever, okay? Jyn Erso is interesting to say the least. I don't think she's bad by any means, but I don't really know where to put her. I love the independent move in Disengage. I think that's super cool. It lets you fly around from unit to unit and just tie things up. So I really don't even think she wants to bring a lot of her command cards. Once again, for Rebels is not necessarily a bad problem to have. But I do think there's other operatives that kind of can do better, and even with Agile 1 and Nimble, she's just going to get picked up sometimes, and I just don't think there's a lot you can do about it, especially as I see her being more of a, you know, in melee, going from unit to unit, tying up things that don't really want to be in melee. But even the most nuanced melee attacks can absolutely kill her in the right situations. But I don't think she's bad, but I am going to give her a C+ because I just think she's a little too low on wounds to really be that brawler that she wants to be. But she's 75 points, so throw in her list, try her out. I may be wrong on this one, but the 2 games I played her, she was super cool, but you had to pour a lot into her to keep her alive and make her work, and she's just not really doing enough to have all those points. Next up is one of my favorite units to put on the game, on the table in the game of Legion, and that is Op Luke. He's coming in with Jump 1, Charge, Deflect, Disengage as well, Immune Pierce, Master of the Force 1 with 7 black dice on a really cool lightsaber with Impact 2, Pierce 2. He surges to crit with 7 wounds, 4 courage, and red defense saves with 2 speed. He has the same cards like we talked about with Commander Luke. He does have 2 extra unique ones that he gets to bring, which is Serve Your Master Well. He can choose a friendly, non-commander operative unit, do a free attack or move action with them, or an enemy unit that is not a commander operative at range 1 on both of those, and give it 3 suppression tokens. So it's a little bit different than what it used to be, but still really good. I'm a Jedi. He gets Search Defend, picks 2 enemy units within range 1 of him. They cannot make attacks, and neither can Luke. So 2 really cool high level cards for some good players. I think Op Luke is fantastic. He's got 3 force upgrade slots, so you can really kit that out. If he had 2 training slots, he would be like one of the best units in the game, in my opinion. But he does cost a lot. At 165 in Rebels, you are putting a lot of your points into a single model, which is not really something that Rebels do a ton of. But I really, really love Op Luke. I think his lightsaber is very much so the reason he can't go any higher than what I'm about to give him. And that's just because it's very inconsistent. It's a cool, unique lightsaber with 7 black dice. But man, sometimes you can just whiff way too many dice on a Son of Skywalker attack and just not pick up enough models. So Luke is a key piece. He is someone that is trying to win you on objectives, not just pick up your opponent's army. But when you need him to kill stuff, he can fall short. He's very hard to take off the table though with his cards in a different plethora of things. Lastly, he's just kind of selfish. He needs orders. He wants his command cards. You want to pour a lot into him to just elevate him as high up as you can. But man, you can do a lot with a Force user that has disengage. I'm going to give him an A-. He's absolutely fantastic. Really fun to play, and there are some people that will absolutely make him feel like an A+ unit time and time again, and I love playing Op Luke. So easily could be considered an A. I don't know about an A+, I don't think he's quite there, but I think an A- is pretty good for him. R2-D2, 55 points. He's got Repair 2, Capacity 2, Inconspicuous, Infiltrate, and has a built-in secret mission. Throws 3 white dice in melee at range 1 with Suppressive. Got 4 wounds, 2 health, Surge to hit and defend on white defense dice, and he's speed 1. He does have a unique upgrade we need to talk about with C-3PO, which is Calculate the Odds, adds another 2 wounds, Distract, and counterpart R2-D2 with just 1 white dice in addition. He does have command cards, believe it or not. Blast Off makes him speed 2, disengage, and jump 1, and then he can get a dodge and a suppression using that incognito. Impromptu Immolation makes him have a free move action, and he gains this weapon, which is 2 white at range 1 to 2 of Blast Spray and Suppressive, and then he's got Smokescreen, which is him and 1 other unit. That unit can make a speed 1 move, whoever gets the orders, and R2 may use Smoke 1 as a free action. Honestly, all of his cards are pretty bad. His 1-pip's whatever, but it's a 1-pip to essentially try to go score a point. 55 points though to repair maybe something like a Ion Land Speeder that may or may not be good, who knows? Or maybe a couple Rebel ATRTs still sticking around in the meta for the most part. Not bad at all. Secret Mission is a lot better when you don't have to play a card to get it, so I kind of like R2. Problem is he's 4 wounds, and with that inconspicuous keyword, you have to have it to make him shoot other things. But for the most part, he's really just there to repair. If he scores that secret mission, that's huge. But you're just kind of taking up the operative slot in Rebels, and I think that's about the most dangerous thing you can do. So really, he just kind of suffers from the fact that he's blocking you from playing other characters. But if you got him in a vehicle-heavy list, and you're only running maybe Op Luke, for instance, and you don't really need his command cards, or maybe if you got 5 vehicles that all could need repaired, he's a mighty fine inclusion. I think he's just a C+. I don't think he does anything that's like gonna blow you out of the water, but he can totally hold his own, and that's something. Next up, we have the Sabine Wren coming in at 105. She's got Jump 2, Gunslinger, Impervious, and Nimble. She throws a rainbow at range melee to 2 with Pierce 1. She's got 5 wounds, 2 courage, Surge to crit, and Surge to defend on red defense dice, 3 speed. She gets a Darksaber for 5 points, which gives her Dauntless, Immune Melee Pierce, Impact 1, Pierce 1. She has another unique upgrade in her Combat Shield, which is a Recharge 1 and Shielded 1, and you can flip it over at the end of the phase. Then she's got another unique upgrade, which is Electro Grappling Line, to choose an enemy trooper unit within 1 and line of sight. It gets 2 Immobilize and 2 Suppression, giving her a good plethora of things to do. Her 1-pip's explosions. She throws down a bomb. She can make a speed 1 boom after. She throws down 2 bombs, excuse me. Each bomb is a red and a white with blast and critical 2. So a really, really good card when played in the right way. We've got a good buddy that's played Sabine for a long time now, and I've seen plenty of boom booms. Similar to the Rebellion, she makes a recover, and she gains this graffiti token, which makes your opponents roll less at range 1 of a piece of terrain that you choose to put the graffiti on, and you roll 1 extra. Legacy of Mandalore, she gets Inspire 1. She and 2 other troopers, if they are a commander, operative, or special forces, get an aim or a dodge to Sabine based off how many she gave out. Sabine has definitely seen some extra play. I think with her like things that she can put on herself with like the shield and stuff like that, and Clan Ren, which we'll talk about in a minute, she's pretty good. I like her at 120. I think she's actually really solid. I think that some people have used her in some really cool rebel lists. She's a good unit that can tie up another melee unit. She can use the electro grappling lines to stop something in its tracks. She can be a lot better of a range 2, just in front of your face bruiser with red saves, backup, and your like combat shield. And if you have something like a dodge with nimble, maybe even give her up close and personal or situational awareness, you can make her extremely tanky and kind of have her a lot more as a frontline range 2 commander than some of these other rebels that we've talked about. I really like where Sabine's at. I'm giving her a B+. I think she's really fantastic. I think her 2-pip's a little on the useless end now that she has the shield coming back anyways. Her 3-pip is also kind of selfish in a weird way, but it can make her extremely hard to kill, and her 1-pip can just absolutely devastate a side of the board depending on what's over there. So I think she's really good for her points. Speed 3 with jump 2 is no joke, and in objectives like shifting priorities, you can just dominate with a unit that's able to zip around like this. But for the most part, I really like where she's at. I really like her kit. I think she just has a little bit of everything. She's just not necessarily going to win you the game on her own, but that 1-pip can do some serious work. But main other thing with her is her 2 courage. You could easily bring her down to a B or a B-, and I would be totally okay with that conversation. No big deal. Actually, you know what? Just for you, Travis, she's a B. Moving on. We're moving on to the last of the bunch, and it's Bad Batch. They have Omega, Tech, Echo, Hunter, and Wrecker. They lose Crosshair from the GAR version. They do get a cool thing, which is called nothing. It's on Omega's card. I'm going to remember what it's called. I'm part of the squad too. They contest things at range 1. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I still don't know how Bad Batch has not seen a points increase. I still think they're the best unit in the game. And I think that you could argue that the clone version or the Rebel version is equally as good. They're an A+. I'm not even going to continue this conversation. The 3-pip essentially gives Omega Inspire. Everything else is the same as the GAR version. They don't have Pierce, so this is the less killy version, but you throw more dice, and yeah, you throw 1 extra dice. It's not that different. But the freaking range 1 contest, you don't think it's that big of a deal until you actually play it a couple times, and you're like, man, you can really do something. Like shifting priorities with a Bad Batch Omega squad is disgusting to play against. You can contest multiple things with that. You just got to be careful. They can make some crazy plays, especially since you don't need line of sight on objectives to score them. It's bad. And I don't know. A+, Bad Batch, I don't know what to tell you. I'm a huge fan of them. I've played them a ton. They're so good to me. And in Rebels, where you're not really as crazy about order control, you can get away with playing the 3-pip turn 1 in a lot more of these lists. I mean, just imagine 2 Ion Land Speeders and Bad Batch shooting you turn 1. Pretty bad. Yes, I know the Guard version is probably better, but I don't think the Rebel version's that far off by any means whatsoever, simply because Omega is something to be concerned about with the ability at range 1. But that is the end of our Operatives video. I hope you guys enjoyed. We have Operatives and Commanders up. Yeah, just let me know what you guys think. Always looking, I think Rebels are honestly kind of the hardest faction to rank for Commanders and Operatives because there's so many similarities but differences. Like, I'm sure some people will be like, Sabine's not a B, she's a C, or, you know, Han's not an A, he's a D, or what are you talking about? How dare you put my boy Dad Bod Boba Fett that low? It's okay. I think this is a really hard one to rank, and I just haven't had enough games with all of these guys to give you the perfect thing, but I do feel very confident that that's a good guesstimate of where most of them are supposed to be in those regions. So as always, tell me what list you guys are playing, how you're using these guys to elevate or lower them in any way, shape, or form, and good luck. Have fun. I'll see you in the core and special forces.